I do have microphones in my ears. And so if you can't hear me at some point, it's because they've fallen out. That's the best I can come up with. And so people are signing on. I'll just say very briefly, welcome. Oh, there's Kira Carmazin.
Hi, good morning.
How are you,
Beauty?
Beauty?
For holding space for us today.
I'm gonna do the best I can. I think I promised on the internet that I would solve all the world's problems at the moment. So, you know, I'll give it a go. I'm laughing because I don't feel like I'm going to be very successful, but we'll try. Making leads. Oh my God, I have missed you so much. Are you here because it's free?
I'm just here to support you.
I can't curse because this is like a public class, but I freaking love you, and you know I never say freaking.
It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you. I've been making do with your mom, and she's fabulous, but she really isn't you. Plus, she's a little bit more of a whiner. She's like, no, I'm not a whiner. Okay, while we're signing on, it would really be super if everybody had 2 blocks and a strap. Now, I know I can actually see that some of you are on the beach, and so that sucks for you to be coming in from a tropical location and a beach with sunshine. So your class will not be as good as the rest of us who are stuck in quarantine. But, you know, you'll have to do the best that you can. And I'm thinking that what you need is 2 blocks and a strap. Now, if you don't have 2 blocks and a strap, you could use a book. If you don't have any books, again, we'll have to work on that after class, but here's a good one. And the theme that I'm using today is in this book. I'm ripping it straight out of the pages. And it's called Fearless Heart, if you want to look it up in the book, Fearless Heart. And then a strap, for those of you who don't have a yoga strap, you can also use a belt from your bathrobe or from a dress. The belt is the thing that used to fit before the coronavirus hit, and we were all locked down with our flour and sugar. I personally have cleaned out my wardrobe and gotten rid of all belts. I think that they're a very negative influence. I don't think that they're part of the body positive movement. So I have thrown all my belts except yoga belts away, and they're 8 feet long, so I think I have a good future with them. Any questions before we begin? I'm kind of a stickler for starting and ending on time, even though people will start. And then any questions?
No.
For those of you,
oh, sorry, Michelle. Were we going to ask people to turn off their video cameras so that it streams better? Is that?
So what I've discovered over time is that if people start to freeze, it's because there's too many that it's like a load on the internet, and there's just too many of us on at once. And so what helps is if like half the people turn off. But the thing is that if everyone turns off, it's really hard for the teacher because I can't see if, right? Goy's like, yeah. In fact, in the old days, prior to 2020, if you were talking to yourself in an empty room, you know, you'd be gently committed. So it's a very strange feeling to be with no feedback of a human on the screen. So I'm gonna ask, let's try this. Let's try, if you start your last name starts with N as in Nancy to Z, let's have you people N to Z turn off your monitor, and let's see if that leaves a few people still on A to M. That would be A for awesome to M for Marchildon. Oh, that looks good. All right, there's still quite a few on. Oh my gosh, now people are going away. Now I'm sad. All right, we'll do the best we can. Amber, Gregory, how are you? Okay, I'm pinning myself.
You could also just leave it on, and anyone who wants to be on to give you that feedback and just see how it goes, right?
So well
I know,
said.
it's nice to see the faces. It's nice to
That's
see
why
everyone.
she's in charge, you guys. Okay, so welcome
Hi,
once
Ariel.
again.
See you.
You know what I think we should do, Kira? And I think my internet is slow, so Kira,
Big
yeah,
speak.
so that's good. If you have slow internet, you get less glitches with the video off. And sometimes I have to do that too, because I have 3 men in the house that I don't even want to talk to you about what the hell they're downloading. We're just gonna stay in our happy place, right? Okay, so welcome everyone. We're gonna go ahead and get started. If you have 2 blocks and a strap, a yoga belt, that would be terrific. I will cue for ways to do the poses without that. That would be perfectly fine, and you'll get the idea of what it is that I'm talking about. So my name is Michelle Marchildon, and I'm so happy to be here. And again, if you didn't hear, my theme's coming straight out of my newest book, which is a book and collection of themes, and it's called The Fearless Heart. And so today's the 13th. Oh, there's Kira. Okay, so I think we need to pin me, darling Kira. And I don't know how to pin me because all I can see is you, and then I can't tell when I go to the mat that I'm in the frame.
Kira Bixby, can you, we have 2 Kiras. Kira Bixby.
I know, but you're the one I see, Kira Carmazin.
Oh, you do right now? Oh, no. Kira Bixby, can you turn me off?
I think I pinned Michelle's video. Is everybody seeing Michelle now?
I'm seeing you.
Okay, I see me now.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so welcome everyone. One more time. Everyone can pin Michelle's video. So I love the 13th, and it was such a great joy for me to see that I was teaching on the 13th. And the reason I love the 13th of every month is because my first husband left me on the 13th. Now, you won't understand how wonderful that is unless you've had a first husband and you were really happy to get away from that person. And so for me, I kind of call that my starter marriage. Now, if you're on your starter marriage and it's a perfect marriage, I'm so happy for you. But in my case, I needed a starter marriage to figure out what I was doing. But now here's the thing. I was in my marriage, I was all in, like I was paying attention, I thought, but I was like cooking and making cookies and like really involved with being in the perfect situation. But in fact, my husband was not. My husband was having the perfect relationship with his coworker. And so I just tell you this because there was a whole lot of stuff that I was unaware of. I had no clarity about what was happening in my life at the time. And I realize now that the universe has a way of waking us up, whether we want to be awake or not. And so you can look at our present circumstances and think to ourselves, well, I want to do nothing more than to ignore what is happening. But in fact, when I ignored things in my first marriage, they snuck up on you. I have this mantra, I have an actual mantra that I use in my life. And it goes like this. It says, nothing really changes. Now we just know more. And so a lot of the things that are coming to the surface today about the virus, about race, about our world, they have probably been existing for a very long time. Most of my friends who've had coronavirus had it in January and have been tested now and have antibodies. But in January, they were so terribly sick and nobody knew what they had. And so once again, nothing really changes. Now we just know more. So we never know unless we pay attention. And so for today's class, I want us to to pay as much attention as we possibly can to our poses and to how we feel so that we don't miss a minute of this life. I mean, even the hard times. I think the definition of grace is not just the good times, but it's being able and willing to step into it and to be a part of it, whether it's good or bad. Like we take it as it is and we can move through it. And so that's kind of the theme for today. I have this really cute top on. I mean, come on. That's the Catherine Budig top. And so I'm just gonna take that off as we start our practice. I do have my phone nearby. If for any reason I freeze, please let me know that I have frozen. Somebody text me. A lot of you have my cell. And then I will do something about it. And so from here, I'd like today to start on our back. So please come lying on your back. So by the way, just to clarify, this is beautiful outfit, but the Zoom camera adds 20 pounds in 10 years. I thought that was funny. Okay, come to your back. And you're in what we would call Supta Tadasana. And so here on your back in Supta Tadasana, place one hand on your low belly and one hand on your heart. And just notice how optimal you feel, how right you feel in this alignment, how safe and supported. And then I want you to press the back of your knees down towards the ground so that you feel the strength in your legs. And so the alignment we're working on today is strong legs so we can stand tall, but open heart so we can be in it and still rise up.
I guess how you need to read this.
And so then from here, go ahead and take your strap if you have it, and if not, knit your fingers behind the thigh. Now, if you bend the left foot and put the foot on the ground, that's a little more accessible. If you're ready to have a straight leg, then just go ahead and strap your right foot. This is called Supta Kandangustasana. And then make your right leg strong. So remember the action you did on the floor, and really take 2 fingers behind your knee and see if you can press into it. Now you don't have to hyperextend. You want to kind of feel that the quad is still strong. I don't ever want you just to pop that leg out. And then put your chin to your chest and roll up. So I'm pulling my ribs down, so it's like a sit-up. I'm just trying to wake up the core. Let's switch sides. Left leg up, right foot can again stay on the ground. That's a lot more accessible. Or if you're ready, take the right leg long. And then just get used to it. So here's what I noticed when we're trying to be in it. It has stages of what we can accept. Like, it's very hard for most of us just to jump right in with a brave, courageous heart. Like, the first stage is usually denial. And then after you deny, you can kind of get used to it and gently encourage the leg a little closer. And then when you start to get, either angry or pissed off or strong and brave, you get your core started. So chin to chest, pull in and raise up. And then release. First side again. And then you can again have your left leg long. Now you can release the strap and hold the foot like you're doing for half bug. So I have 2 poses today that you guys may not know because I made them up. And so I made them up, and that therefore it's okay if you don't know them. It doesn't mean that you're not a good yogi or an experienced yogi. I made this stuff up. I call that MSU, make stuff up. And so from here, I'm going to make this one up. You're going to pull your foot just a little closer to your chest, like you see, like 1 inch. And for the people in the UK, it's 1 something else. Not a meter. You can tell I was an English major. Didn't do very well in math. And so it's like 1 little thing in. Now, keeping this from the outside of your right knee, widen just a bit. And then squeeze your outer hip. Somebody's not muted, so admin, please look at the mute all. Except for me, you can't mute me. You couldn't mute me if you tried. Second side, left foot, broken bug, right leg nice and long. I have a friend, I take his yoga class every week, and he always gets great pleasure. He goes, I'm going to mute you, Michelle. And I'm like, you can try. Okay, so you're in broken bug. And what I want you to do is to pull the heel in 1 tiny amount, 1 millimeter, and then widen the outside of the knee just a touch. And by doing that, you should start to feel it in your outer hip. There should be a little more awareness. So what we're doing today is we're making the poses harder. Oh my God, why would I make them harder? Well, it's because sometimes if you practice to the best of your ability to feel things, then you're more prepared when you get off the mat to step into the whole of it, the all of it. Good, both legs up, and you can strap them or just take your hands behind your thighs, that's fine. And with both legs up, try to make your legs really, really strong. So I'm going to put the strap around the balls of my toes so I can push into it. And then from here, chin to your chest. And it's like a little half sit up, like you're just trying to pull your ribs down and get super strong. Place the left leg down. If you can, make it go long on the mat. And now squeeze your outer right hip. So I warmed it up with that knee cube. I just want you to squeeze it. See how I rotated the leg? And then bring it over to the right. Now, this last one is important. If you're comfortable here, you want a little more, take your left leg left, like you're taking it off the mat. And then from here, put your hand on your ribs and just notice how strong you can pull your ribs to the left. So you're pulling your ribs away from the right leg. Why would we do that? It's so uncomfortable. Well, it's because we're waking up our inner badass, and that place really resides in your core and your spine. That's how you know how strong you are. And then we'll come on back. Let's switch it out. Left foot up, right leg nice and long. Many stages. My teacher, Christina, she likes to say, Christina Sell, you can get off the bus at any time. So if you're happy here, stay. Otherwise, you take your left hip and you rotate it from your outer booty. You stay there, you can bring it down. You stay there, you can bring the right leg off to the right. And then hands to your ribs, gently pull them away from the leg. And at some point right about now, you might have turned off the recording, but Kiragrace will send it to you so you don't get to miss a minute of the work. Why miss it? This is our life. You don't want to miss a minute of it. Oh, well done. And then come on back. Put the strap, if you had one, down. You could have always often held your leg, and then just go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. And then we'll come to upward happy bug. Now, some people call this happy baby. For today's purposes, it's kind of like a bug, isn't it? Like, bug. And so you can just hold your feet and roll side to side. And then hug your knees into your chest and come up to a seat. And so from here, if you don't have a strap, I'll show you one way without the strap. So this is, in the US, we have these trucks, you know, like 18-wheelers, and on the back, we have a very sexist picture of a girl. We call her Mud Flaps Girl, and she looks like this, except that that's not her face, that's my face, because my mom was a feminist, and if she knew I was teaching Mud Flaps Girl, she just died a little second death. So grab your mat on the side, see how I have it? Roll your shoulders up and back, and pull the mat apart so you can lift your chest up high. Good, and then release, reach down, grab your toes, and pull back. So this is like a cat-cow in a seated position. Now we'll change it up. We want to put the strap or that belt. You can throw it out right after class if it no longer fits. Put the belt on your chest and then bring your hands back. Now watch, my arms are straight and I'm gently pulling down, and now I lift the heart. And so why would I make it harder to rise up? Well, it's because what we do on the mat is how we do in life. And if we make it just a little more challenging so that we have more awareness here, then we're better able to stand tall when we're, you know, in the real world. And then come back, you can release that strap, and second time, grab your toes and pull back for like a Halloween cat. Ooh. And then one more time, stay here in your comfortable seat, but take the left hand to the right knee. Sit as tall as you can and twist. So we are warming up. I'm known for a very long warm up. I got to tell you, I'm starting to think that life is just one big warm up, that everything prior to 2020 was just to warm us up for now, and then switch right hand to left knee. Everything we've ever known about kindness and compassion and empathy, about staying clean and sterile, it was for this moment. And then come on back. If you have your strap, go ahead and put it to the side. And then from here, we'll go right to downward. No, let's take tabletop, hands and knees on the mat. Let's do a cat and cow. So head up, tail up, please let your belly hang. And then round your back for a cow, a cat. Cow is when the belly hangs, they're so happy, they've got nothing on their mind. And then the Halloween cat. And so now in your tabletop, come to a neutral spine and just hover the knees maybe 2 inches. So this is a bear pose from Pilates. Now do the best you can to hollow your belly. And then come down. I think I just exhausted myself. So let's do it again. Lift up the knees, hollow out your belly, and come down. So when I talk about bear, that's the bear pose. The bear pose is knees bent, belly hollow. But now bring the shoulders forward and kind of try to find a flat back with a hollow belly and hover. Good, and then come down. And now we can go to downward facing dog. And so we have these two poses today that we're going to add to the other 2,000 regular yoga poses, which is bear and bug. Again, you may not know them because I made them up. Other people may have made them up too. So here in your downward dog, let's take a bear, hover your knees in your dog, and then look forward, hollow, scoop out the belly, and then rise back up. Oh, and rise up, I mean by straightening the legs. Let's do it again. Bear, turn on the core, turn on your strength, and then come back to dog. One more time, bear and dog. And so now we're gonna do bug. So bug, let's widen our feet to the edges of the mat and bend our knees and bend our elbows. And you can even make the face. And the face is like, oh, I'm a little bug face. And then come back to dog, wide-legged. And so it's bug, you're squeezing. Think about that thing we did on our back where we held the feet in, and then back to dog. And one more time, bug. Let's go bug, bear, dog. Good, and then look forward and walk your way to the top of the mat. Warm up here in Uttanasana, forward fold. I'm gonna move myself a little more forward. Hands to your waist, and inhale, rise. So beautifully done. I can see a few of you moving. It makes me so happy. Inhale your arms up high, and then just take any kind of a clasp and bring them over to the right. Make your legs very strong and stable to support you. Inhale the center, and it's over to the left. Okay, so back to the center. Come over to the right, but now use your core strength to come like a 45 degrees. So from the side, you can see I'm going a little this way. And then from here, use your strong abs to twist yourself open to the sky. Oh. And then come back. You can release hands to the side. So what I'm looking for is to find our own internal strength. We can often use the arms, but I'm looking for what you're made of, what you've got. Inhale the arms up high. Take any clasp that works, even hooked thumbs, over to the left. Now, a little like 45 degrees. Try to find the back of your right side. Now using your strong core, twist and turn and pull. Nice, and then come back. Hands by your side, mountain. Take a deep breath in and a breath out. And then from here, just take your arms up. If you're in the American Southwest, we call this cactus. In New York, we call it New York stick up. My friend Shaunaline calls it TSA, like you're going through the, you know, that little thing you have to go through to get the picture taken of your insides. And so here in your TSA, what I want you to do is bring your elbows forward, and then I want you to trace with your hands the threshold of a door. So bring your hands together at the top. I'm gonna kneel so you can see my arms. Bring your hands together, pull them apart just a little bit. And now with your shoulder blades on your back, pull your belly in. Your arms are pulling apart to get everything engaged. Keep that action, but spread them apart. So now you're tracing a door, like you're at a doorway, a threshold to something more, and then release. I'll do it from the back so you can see my back working. So here you are in like the TSA pose. It cracks me up. Pull your hands apart and engage. Keep the muscle action and bring your hands like a threshold, and then bring them down. And then keeping your elbows, your shoulder blades squeezing, bring the elbows forward and squeeze your arms together and down. Nice. And then from here, inhale your arms high and exhale, fold forward all the way down. Halfway lift, step back to your high plank. Roll forward to your plank and then step down, lower down all the way to your belly. Praise God. Those of you who are teachers, you know, it's really hard to practice and teach and think and do all those things at once. So don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Call 911 if I seem to go unconscious. Bring your hands back, way back, and make them like a cupcake finger, and then shoulder blades on the back. Now remember that sensation from the doorway, and squeeze the shoulder blades. Press the tops of your feet down so they feel engaged, and rise up just a little bit, lower down. Bring your hands in front so that you're setting up for Sphinx. Grip the mat, pull the mat back towards you, and think about lengthening your torso up and forward. Now we're going to put those two things together. Bring your arms behind you, clasp the thumbs, and if you can't, grab that belt, or clasp your hands together, knit the fingers. Press the tops of your feet down so your knees lift up, and then inhale, rise up. Now bring your hands to your side. Stretch your torso forward for either cobra or upward facing dog. Good, lower down and press back to child's pose, knees wide, forehead to the ground. And so rest becomes really important. No warrior, nobody can just do the work all the time. You have to rest, you have to recharge and regroup. From your child's pose here, walk your hands to the right and pull yourself back. You can take the right hand on top of the left and then just pull back. Now take the right hand to your mat, and you can bring your left hand palm up and pull the mat forward and press your hips back. So you're trying to get more length on the right side of your body. Let's come back. So, you know, when I do these little build-ons, you don't have to do it. You can come off the mat or get off the bus at any time. Walk hands left, press hips right. Put your left hand on top of the right hand, anchor it as you pull back. You can stay here, hold the mat with your left hand, take the palm of your right hand up, and find more connection this way. Find more awareness in the left side of your body. Good, and then you'll come back. Stretch your arms out nice and long, like they're down dog arms. And then press up and back, downward facing dog. Let's go back into our very confused animal. Bear, dog, bug, dog. Bear, belly pulls in, belly's concave, shoulders long, dog, bug. Archy back, really arched back, tail up, stretch, and dog. Good, well done. I'm just going to assume that that was all well done. Large, lovely breath in and breath out. Walk forward again to the top of your mat. Have your strap handy. And then from here, inhale, rise to mountain. Hands by your side. I'll do this so you can see it from the front. What I want you to do is to put the strap right above your chest. Now, if you don't have these things to anchor it and you just have like a straight line here, then just do the best you can. I want it up in this general vicinity, like this area. Someone smarter than me would know what this is. Now, from here, take your arms straight back. So from the side, you can see arms straight back. Now, there's a tendency to let the core go. Don't. So you pull the low belly in. Make your legs strong and lift your heart. Roll the shoulders and arms back. And then release. You can put the strap in front of you and just try a standing back bend without it. And I hope you notice in some ways that it's easier when you have something to push against. You can take your hands, if you don't have a strap, knit them here. Press down on your chest as you lift it up in defiance, like you know what you stand for. Good, and then release. Inhale, arms high, and forward fold, bring it down. Widen your feet to the edges of the mat, and you can just take a moment here to stretch side to side and find something that feels releasing. Now walk your feet back in together. Grab your strap, and you'll come back up to stand. Put that strap, if you have it, and again, belt, and if not, you'll just take your fingers here. Put it right back up underneath your armpits and top of your chest, and bring your arms behind you. Separate your feet hips distance, and now it's Utkatasana. So in this variation, it feels a lot like our bug. It feels a lot like our back is not straight. And so go with it unless it hurts. And if it hurts, you got to stop. What I'm looking for is to strengthen your spine in some meaningful way. Nice. And then release, forward fold. Here in forward fold, take your hands behind you, hook your thumbs or knit your fingers and open your shoulders. Opening up the chest and the upper body. Nice, and then grab that strap and you'll come back to mountain, but this time you're gonna put the strap on top of your thighs and come back to Utkatasana and push down. Now, as you push down, roll your shoulder blades back, pull your belly in. So again, now you have to almost lift your thighs against the strap. Good, and then forward fold. We have one more. I just want you to see that sometimes when things are hard, when we make the poses harder, we become more aware of ourselves in the space of the pose. Good, come on up, Utkatasana, and you bend your knees. Now you put the strap underneath your thighs and you lift up. Like I'm gonna almost try to sit back. And so as you sit down and back so that the thighs get parallel to the ground, maybe you can see you're stronger than you thought. Good, and then forward fold. From here, step your right leg back, bring the knee to the ground, Anjaneyasana. You can bend and stretch your leg here, bend and stretch the left side. Now, the first thing you can do if you don't have a strap is just grab the side of your mat. So I'm gonna lift it up because I'm not that open yet, and pull. So as you pull, mimic the sense that you had in your Utkatasana. Like, yeah, this is hard, but you got it. You have got this. Good, and then step back, downward facing dog. Come forward to high plank, lower down to the belly. Your variation of cobra or sphinx or upward dog, and then back to downward facing dog. And step the right leg forward, left knee to the ground. Take a moment to bend and straighten, getting your legs used to the situation. And then we'll stick with it. We'll take the mat, roll it up, grab it, and then shoulders back, lift your heart, pull the belly in, and pull yourself down. You can squeeze your heel and your knee towards each other, and now I'll add on, take your outer hips and squeeze in. Notice how stabilizing that is. Good. Hands to the top of your mat, step forward to forward fold. Inhale, rise into Urdhva Hastasana, arms, mountain. And then from here, hold your hands, engage the shoulders, trace your doorway. And then hands by your side. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Left leg goes back, knee to the ground. Now this time, use your strap if you have one, or grab the mat. Strap on your shoulders. Stretch your arms back, lift your heart against your strap, and settle the legs down closer to the mat. Good, well done. Hands to the mat, downward dog. You can take a vinyasa, high plank, low plank, upward dog if you wish. We also call this Nataranga, if that's not your cup of tea. Now you lift the left leg forward, right knee to the ground. Strap yourself up. Anjaneyasana, lift your heart. Stretch your arms out back. Be grateful for the bind because it makes you work just that much harder. And then hands to the mat, step forward. Rise up tall, full stretch, arms overhead. Trace your doorway, elbows come forward, small lat pull, hands by your side. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Left leg goes back, right leg goes back. You can chaturanga. I'm gonna wait for you. Making your way back to downward facing dog. Good, now step your right leg forward and bring your left knee to the ground. And so I thought blocks would be helpful today. If you don't have them, that's okay. And so I want you to step your right foot a little wider than you typically would, and the foot's out about 45 degrees. The other thing I always found helpful, hello? The other thing I always, is someone talking to me? No, good. The other thing I always found helpful is making the poses different. Because when they're a little different, like the world is different, then you seem to pay more attention. If everything's always the same, our brain goes to sleep. So you walk it out to the side, put your right hand on the knee and pull your ribs back. So as you pull back, think about that sit-up we did in the beginning. Like, I want your core super strong and super engaged. And then reach back if you wish, and if there's a little foot there, find it. Put your foot to your heel and then bring the whole package down, so quad stretch. A thigh stretch a day will keep the doctor away, hopefully. You never can tell. Good, and then bring the foot back to the ground. Now I want you to walk your right foot back in so you're in a regular low lunge. Drop the back heel and stretch your arms forward. These are down dog arms. But at the same time, squeeze your heels towards each other and move your thighs back. And then squeeze your hips in and stretch. See if it feels a little different for you. Now walk your hands way off to the left. We call this like a half warrior, half dog stretch. Make your arms long and now squeeze the outer edge of your right sit bones to widen the knee right. If your foot comes off its base, push the big toe down. Squeeze your heels together. So strong legs, strong legs. We'll put it all together. Strong legs, strong arms, open upper back towards the end of class. And then come back. Make your back foot straight and the left arm is down. Right hand to the knee, pull in, stretch. And then walk your left hand out. Walk it off the mat so that as you stretch the top arm in your cactus or your stick-up pose, do your threshold work here. Squeeze the shoulder blade on the back and then straighten the arm and twist your torso any amount more, which we learned in the warm-up. Good, hands to the mat. Step back, down dog. One breath in and breath out. Step your left leg forward, right knee to the ground. So now the left hand to the top of the thigh, pull in and twist. Resist the twist, resist. Resist the twist. And then if you're ready, see if there's a little foot back there you can get a hold of. Now you can stay right here stretching forward. I like to connect the foot and the tail, and then bring them down together as a pair. Oh my goodness, that intensifies it. So if that's too much for you, don't. My best advice. Okay, and then hands to the mat. Make your legs back for like a down dog and stretch your arms forward. So the arms are forward and then the foot and the knee squeeze towards each other as you reach your hips back. A very important stretch. Nice, and then from here, come up on the back knee, walk your hands, right hand off the mat, left hand to the knee, and twist. So you're really off the mat, like you're farther out than ever before. Hand to the thigh, pull the ribs in, twist, and then arm comes up like a bent arm. Do your threshold work, your cactus work, and twist your torso, oh my goodness gracious, to the sky. Nice. Hands to the mat, down, facing dog. And so this one's weird. Bring both knees down and bring your feet to the left, left hand on the ground. So this is like a baby Vajrasana. This is the bug. So you're gonna come here and take your bug pose. So do your threshold work and twist your torso to the sky. You're on two knees. Whew. Now, if that was easy, go ahead and take your left foot to the ground and come and take this weird pose. Now we're doing bug. See how I look like a bug? And do your bug. Don't worry, it'll make sense. Good, let's do second side. Both knees on the ground, feet come to the right. Right hand on the ground. And so you could think of this as side plank. I'm thinking this as bug plank. Remember, I make stuff up. And then from here, if that was easy and accessible, right foot down, Bend your knees, and then left foot up, and think about that bug that we did in down dog, and just find it here to get everything turned on. Nice. Downward facing dog. Lift your right leg high, bend the knee, open the hip. Find some opening there, some length, and then step it through, low lunge. Drop your back heel, and this is going to be very strange side angle. So take a block if you have it. If not, you have to go way out on your right hand. So right hand, not just next to the foot, but as far away as you can stand. Now, squeeze your legs together. Push your big toe down of the right foot and squeeze your outer right hip in. And as you squeeze that hip in, lean to the right. Take your left hand up, do your threshold work, and twist your torso to the sky. Then stretch your arm long against your cheek. The more you squeeze your right hip, the farther it will support your torso leaning towards the right. Good. Hands to the mat. Down dog. So some of you are thinking right now, oh, she knows nothing about yoga. And that might be true. Left leg comes high, bend your knee. I do know this about life. If you do the same thing all the time, you don't get to discover anything new in it. And then step the left leg through, low lunge. Take your block way out to the left and drop your back foot. So you know you're going to lean way off to the left. So push your big left toe down. Squeeze your left hip towards the right. Oh, see how the torso turns. Then take your right arm up. Do your threshold work, because we are on the threshold, friends. Once your torso is as high as it can go and you're stretched as far as you can go without falling, stretch the arm across the head and reach for 3, 2, and 1. Oh, down facing dog. Praise God. So many of us have been practicing a long time, and you always hear, oh, down dog's a resting pose. But now we actually get to experience what that means. Right leg comes high, and you step it through. Lunge. Block to the outer right foot. Drop your back foot. Now it's Trikonasana, triangle, so you straighten. If the block isn't enough, you can hold your shin, or if you don't have a block, you can hold your shin. I'm going to use my block. Now from here, push your big right toe down and move your right hip forward. So the whole down right hip, it comes down and you move your whole pelvis forward. Lift your top arm, cactus, twist, stretch the arm, and now stretch the arm across the ear. And as you reach from the center of your being down into your feet and the center of your being out your hands, use your core strength to twist any amount more towards the sky. It'll feel a lot like what we did on our back. Good. Hands to the mat. Down facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Lift your left leg high and you step it through lunge. Block to the outer left foot and drop your right heel. Oh, so Trikonasana, stay here or hold your shin. I'm going to hold my block. From here, big left toe pushes down, left hip, this place right here, pushes way down and forward. See how it stabilizes the chest? Now, threshold the right arm, squeeze, lift your heart. As much as it hurts, as much as it's frightening, lift your heart, stretch the arm across your ear, and then use your own inner strength to turn the chest any amount toward the sky. We never lose our trust and faith in humanity. We keep looking up and reaching no matter the situation. And then hands to the mat, down facing dog. Look forward and make your way to the top of the mat. Some of you can float and handstand. I'm just crawling like an old lady. And then from here, rise up. So I'm going to do this facing you. Very, very strong and straight. Left leg stays on the ground. Make it strong, like you're pushing back and you're making sure the quad is engaged, and you lift your right leg up. Give it a sweet squeeze. Maybe move the ankle around. And then hold your foot with your 2 peace fingers. I'm going to hold the outer edge of my foot. I like this, it's more secure. And then from here, I want you to think about the bug. So bend your left knee, bend your right knee, and find the bug. Oh, so this is broken bug, crazy bug. Twist your torso any degree to the left. Now you can stay here or take full pose, Utkatasana, Padangusthasana. Sometimes it's easier to find a bright, strong pose, having come to it from a little place of surrender, a little place of bug. And then release. Shake it out. Wow, this outfit is really cute, Kira. Thank you. This outfit could not be cuter. All right, right leg, super strong. Left leg comes up, give it a squeeze. Move that foot around and then hold it. So I always hold the outer edge of the foot. But if you use 2 fingers on the big toe, it gives you like a little more space. Of course, you can use a strap. But I think once you come to bugs, I'm bending everything. And here's my bug. My right knee is bent too. Now, shoulders up to the ears, shoulder blades on the back, strong core, and extend. So here you are, Utkatasana, Padangusthasana. Use the outer left hip. Rotate that left leg any degree out, and your torso any amount to the right. Nice, and then release. Shake it out. One tree, left leg super strong. Right foot comes to wherever is right for you, and then hands at your heart. Now, I want you to take your left hip and push it into the right foot, and then squeeze both hips in. Squeeze your hands in. Put your thumbs on the top of your chest and just lift your heart any amount so that you feel open, like you could soar. And then, if you wish, stretch your arms up high. And release or fall out as I did. Right leg super strong. Left foot hugs in. So you know where your tree is. It could be here, here. Mine is around here. You know, I also have new knees. And so if you tuned in today to see a practice for new knees, this isn't it. I happen to have had a remarkable success. But I'm happy to do that class for you as well. Right hip pushes to the left. Left foot pushes in. So now you're squeezing in. That's your stability. Hands to your heart. Put your thumbs on your top of your chest where the strap was. Lift up so that you know your inner light. And then you could stay here or bring your arms up high. Hold your tree. And feel long and strong for 3, 2, and 1. And release. The top of your mat, inhale, arms high, and exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, step back to your dog. Now come onto your knees and plant your forearms on the ground. So, you know, we're not coming to forearm stand, so don't get excited. Bring your shoulders to your hands and then press. You're trying to find here, you're trying to find that bug pose. Press your chest towards your thighs. So it should feel very strange, like Anahatasana with less engagement, less puppy pose. Now pull the low belly in and straighten the legs so you're in dolphin. Dolphins, straight legs, it's very hard. So let's take dolphin bug, you know, our confused animal. Bend your knees, stretch your chest to your thighs. Now once you're there, belly in, straighten the legs. Now if that was easy, walk your feet in. Come back to bug dolphin. Stretch your chest to your thighs. Straighten your legs. Bring your heels to the ground. You know the drill. If that was easy, step in. That was not easy for me, but we'll do it one more time. Bug dolphin, stretch your chest to your thighs. Straighten the legs, straighten the heels. And then take your full pose dolphin and then come onto your feet. Come onto Vajrasana, sit down and rest for a moment. One hand to the heart. Take the other hand on top of that hand and just sit, pause. Notice that when you breathe, your chest lifts. It's like your body wants to stand tall, even in your seat. You want to be as tall and as brave as possible. And now I have to pad my knees. If you want to pad your knees here, please do so. I need to because they are new. Mine are made out of titanium. So I don't like a certain amount of discomfort. I like discomfort in my poses, but not in my knees. You're going to take your left foot forward. So here you are, right angles in your legs. I want you to squeeze your heel towards your knee and your knee towards your heels and squeeze your hips in. Now stay right here or take the back foot in your hand. And so here, you can hold it any way you can. Maybe you hold it at your shin, maybe use the strap. If you've got a lot of opening in your practice, you can take your hands to this pose, like the arms look like a cricket, like your chaturanga arms. Left hand to the knee. Now listen up, foot towards the butt. And now with your own strength, turn your chest to the left. Feels a lot like that warm up, but now it's even harder. This is called King Arthur's pose. Turn your chest to the left. Take your whole tailbone forward. Oh. When you push your pelvis forward, even if your tailbone doesn't go down, keep it neutral. When you take it forward, you'll get more of a thigh stretch, and then you fall. Good. Come on back, tabletop. Right foot forward, left knee on the ground. See, I don't care if I fall. I'm at an age where I'm just happy to wake up every morning. So falling out of a yoga pose couldn't bother me in the least. And when you guys get as old as some of the rest of us, you'll know what I mean. We're just so happy to be here. Left hand, left foot. Left hand, left foot. Now, if you want, you stay here or you bring foot to tail. You stay here or you take the hand on top of the foot so your arm's like a cricket arm. And then from here, right hand on the knee, push down, pull the ribs in, twist your torso right. Now, if you don't fall, I feel stable. Right arm up to the sky. So this is a pretty pose. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Down, facing dog. We're getting a little closer. Left hand on the ground. Feet come together and it's side plank. Vajrasana. Now you can take bug. Watch. Here's bug. So let's start with bug and bring your right leg high. Look, it's bug. And then you can remember, ooh, we did this thing in Utkatasana Pandangustasana. And then you straighten, and then you straighten. And so here we are. Oh yeah, Vajrasana. And at any point, you can say, I'm off this bus. And then you come down, down dog, right hand down, heels go right, feet together, bend. Let's take bug. Ooh, bug seems accessible. Take your fingers to your toes or hold on to your shin. You can stay here in bug. You can straighten your back, your bottom leg, and you can straighten the top leg. Take your tail forward, like we did in that last pose, and lift your leg high. Oh yeah. And then down facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a breath out. Come onto your knees. I'm coming on to and just sit on your heels. And just take a moment, take your hands to your chest and breathe. And then take your strap. Again, you can just leave your hands here and lift your chest into it, or you put your strap on the top of your chest, arms to your side. And then stay here for one more stretch or come up onto your knees. Now I'm going to keep my toes bent. It's a little more accessible, and I need accessible. So first camel, I'm just going to lift my chest into the strap, squeeze your hips in, squeeze your thighs in, and straighten the arms back. Now, some of you may be able to find your heels and lift your chest just a little bit more. Push your hips forward and lift your heart. Notice I didn't say lean back, I said lift, lift, lift. And then release and sit on your feet, Vajrasana. Whew. I think I said first camel. That means we have to do another. I misspoke, but we might as well do it. And so you can do it with your strap, but I'm going to be honest. The strap makes it harder, but it makes you more aware. It makes you all in it. Without the strap, it's actually harder. So let's try it without the strap. You've had so much practice today with strong lower body, big bright heart. So we'll just give it a go. Again, I'm tucking the toes, but you can keep your feet flat. I'm going to use my thumbs in my underarms, just lift my chest. And then I'm going to do my beautiful threshold work, because we are on the threshold of something big called camel. And then once your shoulder blades are on the back, lift your heart with strength. Look up, see if your little feet are there. If they're there, your heels, use them as a bind and lift away from them. Hold your camel for 3, 2, and 1. Gently come out, sit quietly in Vajrasana. Take a deep breath in and a breath out. I love this quote from Rick Riordan. He's a writer actually here in Denver. And he says, suspecting and knowing are not the same thing. I got to tell you, in my first marriage, I suspected nothing. I was in my own happy world. It was such a pretty little world. I was like, had a KitchenAid. I was just making cookies. I don't know who that person was. It's not me, but I was in a really happy little place. And then from here, last downward facing dog, please use it to stretch out, to be all in this thing. I never even suspected, but the difference between suspecting and knowing is you can ignore suspecting. And the events we've had these days, there's no way out of knowing. The whole world is knowing right now. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing because it makes us more aware. And step the right leg forward. Now I really do use 2 blocks. This is Parsvottanasana. I'm not quite open enough to do pyramid pose without blocks. You might try this. This is my favorite variation. Bring the blocks to the tallest height as far away as you can. So you've got down dog arms, and then remember, bug, bend your knees, move your tail back, and then straighten and extend. From here, squeeze your hips in, and then just reach. If you want to bring your nose towards your knee, that's fine. I find I get enough squaring off just from the prep work. And then switch your legs, left leg forward, right leg back, pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Bug, lengthen the torso, and then press your hands down, straighten the legs, pull the belly in, and reach. Reach for something more. Whether it's knowledge over suspicion, whether it's your own sense of self, just extend into something more. Good. And then step forward and come on down to your seat. Now this one here is for an acquired taste. It may not be for you. You can take your block and put it right under your tailbone and then just lay flat. And then point your toes so that you can stretch out these groins and your thighs just a little bit. Now, if this hurts your back, you've got to stop. You've got to get off the bus. This is not right for you. Just come down onto your back. But if you're here and this feels good, now, if you're super open, we have a lot of Kiragrace ambassadors on here today. Please don't let me hold you back. You can come to here. But I'm 20 years too late for this variation. So I'm coming back down to here. Now, once you're here, keep your left leg long. Really push the heel down and take your right knee in. Squeeze it. Oh, yes, this feels good. And so this pose only works if you're really pushing the left leg down. Let's switch sides. Right leg goes long, left leg comes in, and you give it a strong squeeze. This is kind of stretching your groins, your hip flexors at the same time. You're giving the left side a little pinch. And then come back. Stretch your arms overhead. And then walk your feet in, push down on them, lift up and remove the block. Let's do that right side again. Left side comes long. Knit your fingers below the knee and pull the right side in. Let's take broken bug. And so the right knee comes to your side. Now we'll repeat what we did in the beginning. The foot comes in just a bit, but you widen from the knee. Move your chest any amount towards the left. Good, and then from here, supine twist. Take that left leg, over towards the right. Take your right arm nice and long and just feel some kind of release on the right side. And come back. Switch your sides. The right leg comes long. You'll knit your fingers on the left knee and pull it in. Then we move to broken bug here. Bring that foot just a tiny degree towards the right, and then use the outer knee to widen the outer hip. And then from here, supine twist. You know, Oprah likes to say, it's not just having the experience that makes us wiser, it's what we do with it. I've learned so much. I actually thank in my heart, not in person, I thank my ex-husband for all the teaching he gave me. And mostly I thank him because I will never again be unconscious in a relationship. I will never again be unaware, not see what's happening around me. Never again. And then you'll come on back. Hug your knees into your chest. You can roll around a little tiny bit. And then if there's anything else, please take it. Otherwise, this is your time for Shavasana. So I always leave my classes with a little quote, a little gift, if you will, from something good to think about. And today's quote is from Maya Angelou. And she says here, you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. And so you can decide to have strong legs as your support and to lift your heart with courage and confidence that you are not afraid to know the truth. I will take you out. If you stay, I'll take you out in just a minute and we can all say hello to each other. Or it's such a joy to be on the internet and you can turn me off, you can mute me. One of your only chances to mute me and enjoy your Shavasana and your weekend. It's your prerogative. You can stay here as long as you wish. Or you could stretch out nice and long. Wiggle your fingers and toes and invite your breath. And draw your knees into your chest and give yourself a wonderful hug. And then roll to one side or the other and pause. And then help yourself up into a comfortable seat. We'll close our practice. We'll close our practice with a joke. How's that? With a joke, and it's from Buddha. And so one time, many years ago, Buddha went to a baseball game, and he went to the game, I think it was the Rockies in Colorado. They had resumed the games. And Buddha went to the game and he ordered a hot dog, but the hot dog was tofu because he's Buddha. And so the vendor said to him, how would you like your hot dog or your hot tofu dog? And Buddha said, I would like one with everything. And so I leave you with this thought. May you not shy away from these times. May you lift your heart. May you be courageous enough to take in the truth. And may you live a life. May you have one with everything. Namaste. So Zoom took away the chance to unmute everyone. So please unmute yourself. I'm telling you, it's very weird to sit here and talk to yourself for an hour.
Lovely. Thank you.
Summer, I can't believe you're here. Valerie, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you
So
so
the
much.
theme is in its entirety. It's in here. It looks like this when I write them. There's a format to it. I stuck pretty close, but I added new quotes in for today's needs. There's Kira with 2 R's.
Thank you so much. You're
Thanks.
amazing.
That was
So,
wonderful.
Summer, everyone, Summer Morotek is my nutritionist. Wave your hand, Summer. She's awesome. Look at me. This is some Summer. Thank you, Summer, for all your help.
Oh, thank you for this awesome class and for being you.
Tina, where's that huge cat?
Sleeping.
Tina's cat is the size of Tina.
Michelle, thank you for bringing some lightness and laughter to the morning. It was such a joy. And I was laughing. And that felt good.
You know, I'm even funnier when I can hear that you guys are laughing, because if I can't hear you, I'm like, oh, this is like very weird for me. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Mwah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Really appreciate your sense of humor.
Gotta be you, you guys. Gotta be you.